Let's talk a little bit. Since the last time I've seen you, Oakley has actually had 2 pay raises. What's going on with that?
We weren't expecting this. I didn't expect to get a raise. I thought, man, I'm coming on. These are pretty decent rates. I'm going to make money. I'm going to be okay, you know. And then to get 2 back-to-back raises, I was just like, and I remember sharing that with my wife, and she was excited. And you know, when the wife's excited, then you know it's good.
The money that you've made in the last 4 months, has it exceeded your expectations, met your expectations, fell below your expectations?
I think at this point, in this part of the year, I'm ahead of what I was last year when I was with the previous company. So we're already doing better. And so I expect to be probably a little bit higher going with end dump. I expect to be making a little bit more because, of course, the pay scale is higher. So as long as I keep the wheels rolling, man, I'm looking at a nice positive end to the year. The main shift was trying to be home on weekends.
Right.
And so I'm like, man, I haven't done that in 12 years. Been over the road, and so it was scary. It was apprehensive at best, you know. And then to see that the money that's coming in, we've had some down weeks because of the truck, but when things are clicking and we're moving, it's doing exactly what we desire.
Do you find yourself giving advice to new people? I mean, like what do you say? What's been said to you?
I get a lot of. I talk to anytime I get a chance. Always talk to the drivers, specifically the senior drivers. I want to learn. I talked to a guy this morning. I forget his name already, but you know, he was just telling me, hey man, just a little tidbit about the end dumps. You know, and it was just like, man, that would save me damage. It would save me money. And so then I passed that on. I told drivers, you know, some drivers will come to some of these places and they have no idea, well, you know, hey, where do I got to go? And, you know, and then you just say, listen, you just pull in this here and you wait for this guy, and you can just see that, you know, in our field, if you go to a new place, the biggest level of stress is not knowing what to do, being caught off guard. What do I do? You know, but that is quickly relieved when other Oakley drivers are there, and they're open to sharing with you what to do, how to do it. And I would say majority of the customers I go to are the same attitude.
What has changed in your attitude between the time you started here to time now?
I guess it's more positive. Like I feel more comfortable at this company compared to previous companies. To where previous companies you were kind of like, man, am I gonna make my budget this week? You know, am I gonna make the bills? Because you know, there was times where you're just kind of sitting and nobody was communicating.
Right.
But at Oakley, communication is key. I'm always being talked to. I can always talk to anybody. Something I tell other non-Oakley drivers is, even amongst the drivers, we're good attitude with each other. We're always encouraging each other. We're always quick to help each other. So for me, before it was always kind of looking out for myself, but I find myself wanting to be a help here with other drivers, and specifically like these new drivers out here I was in the yard with. I was just encouraging them, telling them, you know, it seems like it's a lot of information right now, but man, 2 weeks down the road, you're going to be like, why didn't I come here sooner?
What would you like to say to guys that are on the fence?
I'm experiencing an encouragement environment. I talk to personally, I got one buddy I'm talking to, and I'm like, you always have work here. The philosophy here is we want to keep you making money. Instead of some companies, they'll run you one load out and back, and then, hey, we'll call you, and you're sitting there for 3-4 days. And as an owner-operator, you can't do that. What I find encouraging here is that there's always work to do. There's always somebody to talk to. Even if you come up short, like, man, I just can't figure out how to make this work, there are plenty of people here who are willing to spend the time to talk to you, to encourage you, to get you to look at, maybe did you try doing this, there's this. And it's just a matter of, when I tell guys, just humble yourself. If you're having struggles, just reach out and talk to somebody, because we've all been there. Oakley, to me, is a family. For the first time in my career, I feel like I'm at a place where, man, these are my brothers and sisters, and we're all to make each other successful. What's the point of being in business if you ain't making money? Right. So Bruce Oakley's philosophy is a number one for me, because if I'm making money, Bruce Oakley's making money. It's a hand-in-hand partnership. Bruce Oakley understands that. And so if me as a business owner for my truck, that's encouraging, that I know that I'm not just here as a number. You know, I'm a tax write-off for Bruce Oakley. No, I'm here to make Bruce Oakley money. When I start Monday morning, if I can do 70 hours in 5 days, we're going to try it.
Right.
So I want to make, between, Monday and Saturday morning, I want every waking minute to be performance for the work to make the money, and then the weekends to go home and invest in the family. So the dispatcher I had, Brian, was phenomenal from my perspective. He was just very to the point on the phone. We're not there to talk about our kids and
Right.
fishing trips and stuff like that. It's business, and if something comes up, call him, and he's very quick to tell me. One time I did a new load, and he called me back, or even when I was en route, I was already loaded, heading up there. He's like, "Man, I forgot to tell you this load pays an extra $250 because it's overnight," and just I've always been accommodated. You just kind of learn your dispatcher, they learn you, but going back, communication is key. I'm real glad to be here. I'm glad that it was an easy switch over to what I'm going to do and dump. I'm not even apprehensive about it. Like when I first come here, I'm like, hoppers, I'm nervous and ever. But even with the dump, there's more involved in it, more safety issues. But I'm not even fretting it because I know the support that I have already.
Right.
I've already got a handful of phone numbers from dump drivers. A fellow named Tommy Dean, he came to class with me back in
Yep,
March.
I remember Tommy.
And Tommy and I talk a couple times a week, and he's already said, "Man, I'm right here for you. Just call." And
cool.
so I already have the support, so I'm not even nervous about it. I'm excited, knowing it's going to be a smooth transition, and just get involved in that. And like I said, I'm just every person I get an opportunity to talk to at the truck stop about Oakley is. I just tell them, man, it's encouraging here. It's supportive. They communicate. They got good attitudes. They want to make money, so they know that they need to keep you rolling. And it's just not games here. There's no drama. So
Does it blow people's minds?
it does.
I figured
Because I'm
it
telling you,
did.
man, they just get like that look in their face, like, "Man, you're
Whatever,
pulling my
yeah,
leg,
okay,
dude."
yeah,
And
heard
I'm
it.
like, "Nah, dude," because when I came here, I was the same way. I'm like, "Man, I've heard this speech," and I tell you, man, if anybody's not making it here,
Sums up.
something's up, whether it's on them or what it is. I mean, I don't know everybody's story. Everybody has a story, right? But I mean, if you come here and you have, the right attitude, the right communicating skills, and just being humble or flexible, I mean, you can be successful.
Seriously.
You just has to work that way. I've been to other companies, and you would rather get stuff fixed on the road than you would here. Basically because when you went to their shops, it was like you were being punished. Like, what are you doing here? Like, really? Here it flows so. Like, I've never seen a shop like this. Like, I'll call my dispatcher. He says, "All right, write it up. You're pulling in the yard." 2 minutes later, the shop's calling, "Hey man, Bay 3, back it in there," and they're on top of it. I mean, like yesterday, they worked all day, put my wet kit on, and they did a phenomenal job. They stayed. I think they were really close to going home, but they wanted to make sure it was done and done right. And it's just, to me, the shop is it's important. When we need something fixed, it helps us to keep rolling. They're there to do it, and they do it with a good attitude.